Welcome back to 101 Sports. I'm now joined by Jake Soder and Justin Beagle to preview the American League. Guys, baseball season is still young. It is still young. Guys, my first question for you is, we're looking at the AL MVP race from last year. We have Miguel Cabrera and Mike Trout. Hey, who's going to have a better season?
I'm going to say Mike Trout. It's really, really hard to repeat a Triple Crown, so I really don't see Miguel Cabrera doing that. Mike Trout's a lot younger. He's got a lot more potential, so I definitely see him taking that next step and having a much better season than Miguel Cabrera.
Well, you're right. It is hard to repeat a Triple Crown. It's also going to be hard for Mike Trout to repeat the kind of season he's had last year. He's gotten off to a kind of a slow start. Miguel Cabrera is a model of consistency. We know this. He's batting third in a lineup that features Prince Fielder in the cleanup spot and Victor Martinez in the 5-hole. They cannot pitch anywhere around Miguel Cabrera to get to those other hitters. He's going to have to be pitched to this year. He's going to have a huge year at the plate.
Very true, very true. But there are 162 games for a reason. If Mike Trout has a slow start, comes in hot near the All-Star break, the second half of the season, he can light it up.
He'll have a good year too, but I think Miguel Cabrera is going to be consistent as always.
I got to go with Jake on this one. You know, that lineup that he is in, it's hard not to succeed in that, but hey, maybe we'll get the next one, right? So guys, my next topic is teams from last year who overperformed. Oakland A's, Baltimore Orioles made the postseason. Who's going to rise this year and make the postseason that didn't last year?
Well, Toronto's a popular pick this year, but I'm going to go off the beaten path a little bit. Pick Cleveland because I love what they did in the offseason. They hired Terry Francona as their manager. We know what he did in his first season with the Red Sox, won the World Series. They acquired Nick Swisher, acquired Michael Bourne, who's an upgrade over Shin-Soo Choo, who they lost. So that'll kind of balance out there. I love what the Indians did in the offseason. And with Justin Masterson and Ubaldo Jimenez at the top of their rotation, they could make some noise in the AL Central.
I mean, clearly I have to go with the LA Angels on this one. If you do not make the postseason, it's going to be a bust. That entire front office, if they don't make the playoffs, it's pretty much a bust season. With that lineup, you got Pujols, Trout, Trumbo, Hamilton. Those are some of the best hitters in the game. You cannot have those guys in your lineup with Weaver on the mound and that other strong pitching staff. If you don't make the postseason, I mean, your season was not a success. That's terrible, terrible.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, but I can't not call the Angels a surprise. I understand they didn't make it last year, so yes, it counts in this.
And that was a surprise last year.
So yes, it counts in this question, but I got to go with Jake. He went more on a limb. You got to pick a surprise. You gave me one of the best offensive teams in baseball. But hey, that's fine. That's fine. Moving on, our next topic. Okay, guys, listen. American League has a lot of great players, but who will be most vital to their team's success this coming season?
I'm going to have to say the Blue Jays first baseman, Edwin Encarnacion. Last year, 42 home runs, 110 RBIs. He is critical to their team. Now, we don't know how the Jays pitching staff is going to be this year. So
they're kind of old.
Yeah, they're kind of old. So they're going to have to rely on his bat to earn those runs and keep up with the Orioles and the Rays and the other teams in the AL East.
That's a good pick. Jose Bautista's back this year, too. He's not injured, so they'll be able to rely on him a little bit more. Not necessarily need to rely on Encarnacion, but I like Josh Reddick of the Oakland A's. Yeah. They play in a very tough division, the AL West, arguably the best in the AL, certainly in the AL. Yep. Up against the Rangers, up against the Angels. He's going to have a lot of tough games to play this year, and he's going to be the cornerstone of that team. And that beard needs to lead them to the playoffs again. That beard needs to do it.
Fear the beard. Fear the beard.
Guys, Josh Reddick is the real deal.
Listen, both are good picks. I'll give you that one. Both are good picks. But Shake, I got to go with your answer again, my man. Listen, I just think I know. I'm surprised too, but I just got to tell you, I think Josh Reddick in that offense meant so much to them. They need him. Guys, listen, real quick. Playoff prediction and pennant winners, go.
Okay, I like the Red Sox in the East. I like the Tigers in the Central, who nobody's arguing with. And I like the Rangers to repeat out West. I don't know if I like the Angels yet, and the Rangers are consistent out in the West. My wild cards are Toronto and Cleveland. I mentioned both of them earlier. And the AL pennant, I gotta like the Tigers coming out. They gotta represent the AL again in the World Series.
Justin, what do you got?
All right, Orioles win the East. Tigers win the Central handedly. LA Angels come out on top over in the West. Wild card, we got to go with the Rays and then the Rangers. Pennant, Tigers over the Orioles, but Tigers are going to repeat.
I got to go with Justin on this one. The Red Sox come out of the East.
Hey,
you must be crazy.
5-2 right now.
You're crazy.
5-2.
You're crazy. Listen, I could go on forever. Oh my goodness. We're all out of time for this AL preview, but stay tuned because coming up next, Joe will preview the National League with some more of our MLB experts. Don't go anywhere.